Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Abigail here, and I have a topic for you guys today that I would like to talk about. The last video that I made was my chart of things that you can control, and I've decided that I'm going to make a topic of each of these things and get into it. So our topic for today is taking your life seriously. So what does that mean, to take your life serious? My definition of taking your life serious is to walk through your life and your day confident in what your intention is and what your intentions are. It can be more than one intention, and how serious you are about accomplishing the things that you want, how serious you take the people around you and your intentions with them. It's really, for me, all about intention. People lose sight of their intention when they're doing things, and that is where sometimes anxiety or depression, especially from me, gets the best of me, is when I forget why. So I think how seriously you take your life really depends on how much importance you place in yourself and taking care of yourself, and really how clear your intentions are with yourself in your life, and how eager you are to wake up and honor those things that you have set for yourself. I just thought today that I would get into a couple of things that help when you're trying to value your life more and take your life more serious. My first thing is I am a very go with the flow, very intuitive layout with my life, very into intuitive flow. As much as I like following my intuition when it comes to my day and how to do things, sometimes I can get a little bit way too up there and I need to be brought back down. And sometimes, you're not always going to have somebody around to ground you and be like, listen, this is what you need to do and this is how you need to do it. My first thing is routine. When I wake up in the morning, some days it just comes naturally. I just will start my day and I do everything I need to do and it feels natural. It's good to have a routine in place. It wakes you up and gives you some structure. So if you feel like you're kind of out there and you can't find a grip on things, you just have this natural routine already written down for you. So I have one on my computer, I have one on paper, I have a little routine list in my phone. So no matter where I am or when I wake up or what I have access to, I always have kind of a little, it's like a suggestion list. It's kind of just like, okay, this is what I should do today. And I think giving yourself that really makes it clear that I need to start my day off with good energy, stability, and direction. So that is one of my suggestions. That in one of my future videos, I can go over what a solid morning routine looks like for me, but I also have an afternoon and a nighttime routine, and I have routines for my work. So to have multiple routines and rituals for different things in your life. So if you kind of can't find that natural flow, then you have something to kind of follow the book by, and it supports you so you kind of don't just crumble. Number 2, your mental clarity and your energy, your calmness. I would say your mental state has a lot to do with how seriously you take your life, especially if you struggle with self-esteem or some sort of mental issue. It's really good to make sure you back yourself in those areas. And for me, that means making sure that I make time for meditation, that I make time for my affirmations, make time to check in with myself and journal. If I'm confused at what my day, where it's taking me and what I should be doing, I oftentimes will stop and write down what is calling me the most today, or what I'm the most concerned about or the most worried about. So it's really good to take care of yourself, and if you're really stressed about something, it's best to tackle that right away, and like get yourself rolling. And if you don't feel like something's calling you and it's more like I need to rest and come back to this, it's always okay to rest or go do a meditation or do something that's gonna, wind you down or kind of diffuse the anxiety and stuff. My number 3 is really taking action, because if I, did the routine, I've, done my meditation, I've done all those things, I've rested, or if I can't rest and I just still feel like things are a little off, or maybe things are right and I just, I've done everything and it's like I have some extra time, really taking action is one of the best things that you can do, because especially for a lot of overthinkers out there, sometimes we can overthink our way into dysfunction and unproductiveness. And I'm not saying you have to be productive all the time. I'm just saying that if you're trying to support yourself and get some things done that will make you feel supported, whether that be any sort of action having to do with a job or errands, or maybe that's just your spiritual growth or your journey, or mental or physical, it could be really anything. So there is no concrete like what you need to be taking your life serious for. There is no concrete seriousness. Whatever your calling for the day is, how to kind of find it, maintain it, and make sure that you're following through, especially because sometimes, depending on the situation. In my last video, I talked about there being situational dysfunction. So it's like if you're trying to crawl yourself out of a situation, a relationship, or you just want more from yourself or more out of life and you want to raise your vibration, taking control of how seriously you take your life, and taking ownership for what you can do to create better in your reality really comes down to how serious you take creating that reality. Whatever it may be that you need to take serious for the day, it can be really sometimes confusing and unclear as to what that is or what you need to do. So these are kind of just like the 3 things that I do to kind of really support myself on this daily journey that we have repeatedly every day. We wake up and, we have to live, we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to take care of other people. So sometimes just in the mix of things, it's really nice to have routine. It's good to have mental clarity and high self-esteem. And it's good to be able to take action, especially if you're someone that freezes or gets very overwhelmed by where to start, or maybe you just have a problem starting. I always go to this really basic tool where if all else fails, or even if all else succeeds and it's time to take action and I'm a little hesitant, or I feel I don't know where to start, starting something is better than starting nothing. You really show yourself and honor taking yourself seriously by taking action. They always say actions speak louder than words, especially in relationships. And the number one relationship that you will always have to support is the one with yourself. So actions speak louder than words, even with yourself. So taking that action and just being like, even if I don't do the right order, or I don't know what I'm doing, or you don't get that much done, taking some action is better than sitting there and taking no action and worrying about it. I learned that if you're resting and you're worried about not doing something the whole time you're resting, you're not really resting. If you feel like you cannot lay down or go take a break without worrying about everything you have to do, the best thing you can do to be able to have the most wholesome rest later is to just do it. Just get it out of the way, do everything you gotta do, so when you're done, you know that when you go to lay down or you go to rest, you did it. There's no confusion. There's no, oh, should I be doing this? It's just, it gives you that mental space to feel relaxed. I hope that I explained that clearly. I know that there's a lot of different perceptions of that and ways that could be utilized, and situations in different lives that this could be touching. So I tried to kind of generalize multiple scenarios and give those to you. Number 4 for me also is how to take yourself seriously. You also need to take what you took action on seriously. It's very important to support what you did and enjoy what you did and be grateful for what you did and celebrate what you did. Take some time and be content with what you did. A lot of people with the hustle culture, which I've been sucked into multiple times in my life, where I thought if I'm not always moving, then I'm not succeeding, then I'm not getting anywhere. That is false. When I say take action, that doesn't mean constantly be taking action because you're always worrying. No, take action on what feels like a good portion size for the day, for the whatever time frame you're looking at, and then take a moment and really appreciate what you've accomplished. I don't care how big or small the task or the accomplishment was. Just take some time and rest and just be like, I'm so grateful that I got that done. I'm so happy. I never thought I was gonna get that done. Like, that's really important to me. Tell a friend about it, and then take some time to relax. Wait for a new day, or, say I'm done for the week, Enjoy the feeling of being accomplished, because then really it does not matter how big or small the accomplishment is. If you don't take time to celebrate your small victories, every time you accomplish something, it's never gonna feel like it's enough for you. 4 is you don't really take yourself seriously, because at the end of the day, if nothing you do is ever enough, you're not really supporting yourself or respecting yourself for what you can do. So taking that time to really just like soak in what you did and be proud of it is a very key component in taking your life serious. Okay, that was number 4, and this is number 5. Okay, and we'll end on number 5. After you've taken some time to celebrate, if you're in the moment and the ideas are rolling, you feel accomplished, instead of jumping to the next task, maybe while you're celebrating, or before, during, or after, grab a notebook and, brainstorm. Write down the things that you want to do. Think about the new ideas that you have, and really kind of give yourself a game plan, a layout of what your next step looks like for you, or all your potential next steps. It could be more than one. You could just have a layout of different directions and, theories. So it's really good to write it down, because sometimes after you accomplish the next thing, you're kind of like, and you get into that toxic, like, I need to keep doing this, or whatever. It's kind of like, okay, take a moment and breathe, relax, celebrate, but then brainstorm and plan for your next day, for your next week. You must let something out immediately after. Write it down on paper, write it in a notebook, and then look at it when it's time to look at it the next day or the next week. And most likely, by the time you hit that point, some things that you may think are necessary may not be necessary, or maybe they are. So it's really always good to utilize pen and paper. Really, you can use pen and paper to do anything. Every one of these steps, I think, could really require pen and paper. Gather your thoughts, put them in front of you, and see how they might work or lay out. So create a routine. Second was clear mind and high self-esteem. The third one was to take action. Fourth one was to celebrate and enjoy your accomplishments. And the fifth one is to brainstorm and plan. Like, when I speak of like intuitive flow with like my day and stuff, I always have plans and I always have things written out, but it's more like you got to keep yourself emotionally disconnected from the plan enough to where if divine intervention, something changes and something becomes more appropriate for the moment, you're not like falling apart because it's not going how you wrote it down. So it's like always leave room for error and always leave room for adjustment. So you can, because sometimes the adjustment that's made or the mistake or the error that happens is really divine timing or intervention. And sometimes the way it works out is better than how you planned it. So, you know, it's really good to have these things to back you up, but also be open to the possibilities of how these things can be completed also. There's an ant on my paper. But yeah, so nice talking to you guys. I hope that you liked it and this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, disagreements, agreements, yeah, or you just want to be there, leave me a comment, and don't forget to like or dislike. I mean, I would not like it if you I would dislike it if you disliked it, but if you liked it, go leave a like. That really helps support my channel. And yeah, it was nice seeing you guys. See you next time. Take care.